Hello there, welcome to my thought for the day. I'm going to take a story from the first chapter of John, beginning at verse 43. Let me read it. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee, and he found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We found him of whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." Philip said to him, I've jumped a line. Nathaniel said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him and said of him, "Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom there is no guile." Nathanael said to him, "How do you know me?" Jesus answered him, "Before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you." Nathanael answered him, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered him, "Because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? You shall see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, you will see heaven opened, and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." Now this was very early on in the ministry of Jesus. According to John's account, these men, Philip and Peter and Andrew, had all Andrew and Peter had been told by John the Baptist, who they were following, pointed to Jesus, and they started to follow Jesus. And Philip, Jesus calls Philip and says, "Follow me." And Philip goes to his friend Nathaniel. Now Nathaniel came from Cana, which is in Galilee, and he's sitting, relaxing under the fig tree in his own garden, his own property. And Philip says to him, we found the Messiah, and he says this, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" He comes. And I was just thinking about the approach here, This is a man who is a true Israelite. He's honest as the day is long. He's a devoted follower of the Lord. He's a good man. There is no guile in him, Jesus assesses him in that way. But he too needs to follow Jesus. He needs to come to Jesus. Even the best of the best, even the most upright, the most honest, the most generous, the most kind, the most loving person is not free from sin. Even the most holy person without Jesus is lost. And this man, his friend, comes to him in great excitement, I'm sure. He's met Jesus. This is before Jesus has performed any miracles, before even the turning of the water into wine. No miracles have been performed. He's just been identified by John the Baptist as the one he had been forerunner to. John the Baptist said, "I saw the Holy Spirit come like a dove and land on him. That's the man to follow. My time is finished. You go." He's the one. And they started to follow Jesus. And I like that Philip went to his friend, even though his friend was very upright, but his friend was a true Israelite who, and all good Israelites, were looking for the Messiah to come. And Philip came and said, "We found him, the one the prophets foretold, we found him." And then he described him. He said, "This is who he is. He's Jesus of Nazareth. He's the son of Joseph, the carpenter." And immediately Nathaniel thinks, this is weird. This is wrong. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Nazareth? I can almost see him thinking his way through the Old Testament and thinking, when does Nazareth come up in any of the prophecies? Can anything good come out of Nazareth? So here we have a man who has every right to think of himself as good and is as in need of nothing. and a man who knows his Old Testament, and a man who has a negative view of Jesus before he comes close. And I like that Philip, instead of standing there and saying, yes, but John the Baptist, he told us, and he told us this, that and the other about him. He doesn't argue with him. He just says, come and see. Come and see. See for yourself. Come and see. Just come and meet him. And you know, that's a wonderful thing to me. The invitation of God is always there to come. Taste and see. Come unto me. The invitation of Jesus is there all the time. And responding to that invitation from Philip to come, let me come and meet him. He meets Jesus. And Jesus sees him coming and says, there's an honest Israelite. There's an honest follower of God. And Nathaniel says, how do you know me? And Jesus' answer is, before Philip spoke to you, I saw you under the fig tree. He saw exactly where he was before he started to come to Jesus. He saw where he was. And this is wonderful. But God knows exactly where we are. He knows exactly where we are. He has no problem about knowing the circumstances we're in. But his invitation is the same. His invitation given through a follower of Jesus that comes to you that says, wherever you are, Jesus can find you. Jesus knows where you are. He knows your situation. He knows who you are. He knows the kind of person you are. He knows everything about you. And he loves you. He loves you with an everlasting love that can't ever fail. He loves you and he calls you. He calls you. And this understanding that Jesus knew where he was. He could say to him, I saw you before Philip ever came to see you. I saw you where you were. And this is miraculous to him. This is a knowledge that is unnatural. How could Jesus know that? He knew it by the Spirit. He knew it by revelation. He knew it. It was a word of knowledge from the Holy Spirit. Either that, or it was simply that Jesus, being God, knew. But it's not really very evident in the scriptures that Jesus knew everything about everything. But he did know certain things at certain moments. And probably, I think, by revelation of the Holy Spirit. And this is so astonishing. To Nathaniel, it's enough for him to believe that Jesus is the Son of God. You are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel. And Jesus, in astonishment, I think, says to him, if you believe on such simple evidence, what will you think when you see the greater things that you're going to see? You're going to see the angels coming and going on the Son of Man, that the access to heaven is going to be open for all through me. You're going to see it. And just as we finish this morning, if you turn over to John 21 verse 2, 1 and 2, you will see that when the disciples went onto the lake after the resurrection and they met Jesus for breakfast on the side of the shore, Nathaniel was one of them in the boat. He was a follower of Jesus, but he wasn't one of the 12. He was around throughout Jesus' life, and he was witness to the resurrected Jesus meeting them on the shore. Some thoughts for today. I hope you have a great day. Be blessed in everything you do, because Jesus is with you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.